As you are going to hear ad nauseum, there are only 3 games today in Major League Baseball. Now, lesser people would say, do the handicapping yourself, but not Mark Zinno and myself, because we are going to give you a bet on all 3 games here this morning on the Morning Wager. And Mark, we're going in reverse order in terms of start time, which means you're leading us off Coors Field as Colorado welcomes in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I mean, look, whenever you see a number this short against Colorado, particularly when Colorado is at home, with Milwaukee only around a minus 140, minus 150 favorite on the money line, it should raise an eyebrow because what do we know about Colorado? They stink. They're a bad baseball team, and Milwaukee is not. And maybe Bryce Wilson is part of the reason why they are, because, he's been a little bit inconsistent, but overall his numbers are pretty good. But when you have an offense like Milwaukee going into Colorado, it should be a signal that they're a bigger favorite. Well, they're not. And the simple reason is why. They absolutely do not hit the ball on the road, and they do not hit the ball on the road well. And this is a problem for Milwaukee here. And so we are going to look at sort of fading the Brewers here in this spot, taking them against Austin Gomber. Now, Austin Gomber is a left-handed pitcher. There is only one team that is worse against lefties on the road this year than the Milwaukee Brewers. That's the Miami Marlins. Brewers have the lowest batting average on the road against lefties. They are second worst in OPS and second worst in WRC plus to the Miami Marlins. So this is an ideal spot here to go against Milwaukee. I wanted to take the full game with the 1.5, but trusting the Rockies bullpen to hold anything is kind of like trusting Jim Abbott to be able to juggle. And if you don't know who Jim Abbott is, young kids, go Google Jim Abbott. You'll figure out why that reference makes sense. That said, I don't trust the Rockies bullpen here. So we cut the game in half. And we'll take the Rockies plus a half run on the first 5 here because Milwaukee's not going to be able to score against Austin Gomber.
Milwaukee is Algonquin for Take the Run line with the Rockies there in the first 5 on Monday. If you are with Zinno on that one, smash that like button. Feel free to comment down below on that selection or any of these selections we're giving you today.
Comment down below. If you don't know who Jim Abbott is.
Okay, yes, and then make Mark and I feel very old. All right, yes. I am going to the nation's capital, Washington, hosting the New York Mets. This is all about the situation for me, Mark. The Mets game on Sunday was not only extended into extras, it went 11 innings, but it was also lengthened, a near 3-hour rain delay. So I don't like the spot at all for the Mets. Making matters worse for them, they lost the game 10-5 yesterday. Now, it was a great June for the Mets. We know about Grimace and all that, the Hamburglar and all the people, and what a great month it was. They went 16-8 for the month, okay? But back-to-back losses. They're still only 2 games ahead of the Nationals in the NL East standings. And the Nationals, they've got revenge on the mind because when these teams met last month at Citi Field, it was a 3-game sweep for the Mets. It was actually here in Washington. I take that back. But nevertheless, last time these teams met, it was a 3-game sweep for the Mets. Washington, they are not in great form, admittedly. They've lost 5 of 6 overall. But I like the starting pitching matchup today, Mark. Mackenzie Gore, it's interesting that he's off back-to-back poor starts because we're talking about a guy who did not allow more than 3 runs in 12 of his first 14 outings this season. The stuff plus numbers are still good with Gore. He's got a 3.79 expected ERA. I know the Mets did get to him last time they faced him, and they're pretty good against lefties. But Peterson for the Mets, this guy's got red flags all over the profile. Expected ERA over 6. He walked 5 guys his last time out. So I'm really scratching my head how the Mets have been able to win his last 4 starts. Remember, I think I was on with you on First Pitch last month, Mark. I said, I think it was time to buy low on the Mets when these teams won. The bullpen was having all sorts of issues at that time. They ended up sweeping that series. But the situation here today, similar to what you talked about with in Brewers Rockies with the curious line, I think this line set screams, take the Nationals. So that is what I will do for my half of the double play. We'll get to our show best bet in just a minute. You obviously know which game it's going to be on. There's only one more we haven't talked about. It's a day game, oh, by the way. But we got to talk about the 4th of July special going on right now at WagerTalk. There's always great deals going on. 4th of July, take 50% off a 7-day pass. That is $49 for 7 days worth of winners from Mark, from myself, from any WagerTalk handicapper. All right, Mark, tell the people what you got cooking for Monday and then get to our best bet. It's another first 5 selection for that aforementioned Astros Blue Jays matchup.
Yeah, look, we found a 4% best bet here. And it is in the Astros game against the Blue Jays coming up. So you guys, as soon as you watch this, go over to wt.buzz/MZ, get that 4% best bet play. It's up on the website now. So make sure you guys go over to wt.buzz/MZ and grab that 4% winner.
Okay. And as far as the Astros and the Blue Jays go, look, Hunter Brown, for me, Mark, he was a 5% winner against the Chicago White Sox. He's outdueled some of the best pitchers. He beat Skubal for Detroit. And here, Rodriguez is a guy for Toronto. He's not proven. He was used as an opener last time. We think the Astros have the big edge early on in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Brown has turned his seasons around after one of the worst Aprils that you could imagine. He's only allowed more than 2 runs in 2 of his last 10 starts. He's not allowed more than a single run on the road since May 1st. Now, in fairness, the 4 road starts were against Detroit, Seattle, the Angels, and White Sox, which are pretty bad lineups, but I don't think Toronto's lineup is much better than that. So the thing is here is I'm going to look at this first 5 because the Astros bullpen, as you talked about, was decimated yesterday. They had to work a ton in that game against the Mets through all the rain delays. So they used 7 relievers. Not sure how much they'll have their high leverage guys. So let's depend on Hunter Brown here in the first 5. Yariel Rodriguez, who starts for Toronto, hasn't lasted past 4 innings in any of his 5 starts. In fact, like BP sort of indicated, he might be on his way out of the rotation. He's also walked 11 batters in just 16 2/3 innings. I know Houston's bats on the road aren't the same as what they are at home, but I trust him enough to get to him early. And like you said, BP, if they're using him as a starter, just for a couple of innings, the Blue Jays are one of the worst bullpens in baseball. So they should have a shot here to get to Rodriguez or anybody else who's going to come in through the first 5 innings here. But we get a moderate price at around -125, -130 on the money line. So let's jump on the Astros in the first 5 here.
There you go. Show best bet. If you already haven't done so, click that subscribe button. We always appreciate your support here on the program. We're dropping free winners every Monday through Friday. If you haven't smashed that like button, don't forget to do that as well. I am going to be on WagerTalk today later because there is soccer to be discussed. And I am on a tremendous run on the pitch, Mark. I deserve that applause, okay? How about a 28-9 run with all soccer? I am seeing it well on the pitch. I had a great weekend overall. Went 6-1-1 overall. Hit a 5% play on the Cubs in Major League Baseball. But I'm going to be talking soccer on WagerTalk today with Steve Merrill and Teddy. And my deal tell me what
happened to Italy. Ahead. Tell me what happened to Italy. Because I have a lot of people who are very upset about this.
Joe Ranieri's favorite country of Switzerland beat them.
There are a lot of people where I currently am, like, all the Gindaloons here in New York who are not very happy with the Italy performance against the Swiss losing 2-0. I mean, there has to be a logical explanation here. Too much pasta Alfredo. What happened? Like, what did we do?
They were terrible in the group stage. They were walking wounded. I mean, there was just no semblance of attack. They were not well organized. Switzerland's not a bad side. I mean, I didn't expect Italy to make it any further than the quarterfinals anyway. It was a bit of a shock to see them go down as definitively as they did to the Swiss 2-0, like you mentioned. But, yeah, tough break for you in the homeland, I guess, there. But if you're looking for more Euro Cup, if you're looking for more Copa America, I've got you covered. We've got the 2-for-1 special still on my page. All soccer, all MLB through July 14th. Just one low price of $149 gets you every pick I release for the next 2 weeks, basically, in both sports. Like I mentioned, 28-9 run in soccer. That is number 1 at WagerTalk since mid-April. Number 1 in soccer the last 7 days as well, Mark. So I'm feeling pretty good. That does it for the show today. 3 games. We gave you a play on all of them. Can't ask for more than that. What fine people we are, Mr. Zinno. I guess we'll have a bigger card to dissect tomorrow. But until then,
yes, we will.
Let's cash those tickets.